Now, the Nigerian police is maintaining its position on not permitting criminals to have opportunities to operate freely with tactical approaches and combined efforts amongst all the state commands. Arrests are being made across the country to ensure Nigerians can walk about freely without fear of attack. Here's a report on numerous raids by the police in Kogi, Kwara, Cross River, and Ogun states.
Police commands across the country seem to have stepped up their game in the war on crime, tracing and arresting criminals suspected of being involved in nefarious activities with the intent to bring them to justice. In Kwara State, north-central Nigeria, the police authorities have been getting a lot of flack on the rising state of criminality in the region, especially armed robbery, kidnapping, and violent communal clashes. In a bid to correct this impression, men of the State Command, with help from the Inspector General's response team, arrested 19 members of a criminal gang, relying on information from the public and other intelligence.
5 already certified members of IA confraternity, where they were initiating 2 other young boys. The names are Temitope Nathaniel Omotayo. All these cultists are students of Federal Polytechnic Kofa. Even one of them, Tajuddin Selim, is the vice president of the SUG of our Poly.
Down south is a different story, as the Cross River State Police deal with the problem of ritualists.
We received a distress call from an unknown number that some group of cultists were undergoing some fortification and rituals. Anti-cultism/kidnapping squad swung into action with men and arrest 102 Edem Bassi of number 12, Etim Edem Street, while others took to their heels.
But it seems not all criminals wield weapons. A determination to steal and conquer will suffice, as is the case of this woman in Ogun State who felt stealing a 1-month-old baby from Modakeke town in Osun State could be the answer to her prayers to have a child. This was not to be. The police describe it as a case of desperation taken too far.
In her desperation to have at least a child for her husband, she decided to fake pregnancy, and she informed her husband, who used to visit her at intervals, that she has conceived for him, but became curious when he demanded for the placenta and the wife was unable to present it.
Police have begun further investigations in all these cases, insisting that the persons arrested will only remain suspects until they are charged to court and declared innocent or guilty.
In the North Central now, lawmakers in the Plateau State House of Assembly have impeached the Speaker of the House, Mr. Peter Azi. His removal follows a vote of no confidence moved by Peter Yengdeng, representing Barkin Ladi. The now former Speaker was removed through a unanimous voice vote. Mr. Joshua Madaki, representing Jos East, has been elected as the new Speaker. Mr. Nanlong Daniel, representing Mekang constituency, was also named as new Majority Leader following the impeachment of Henry Yongkwap in the same exercise. Politics again, and this time in the southeast, Imo State. Supporters of the Imo State Deputy Governor, mainly from his constituency, have stormed the premises of the House of Assembly to protest against what they term as unwarranted and illegal plot to impeach the Deputy Governor. Protesters maintain that the allegations leveled against him are untrue, urging the lawmakers to reverse their decision. The lawmakers had filed a notice of impeachment on the Deputy Governor of Imo State after a petition signed by 13 members of the Imo State House of Assembly was submitted to the Speaker. He's been accused of gross misconduct and refusal to carry out official duties assigned to him by the Governor.
There's nothing to find about him, more especially when you look at it from what is seen in that notice. You find that there's not flimsy allegations, nothing. He doesn't come to work, he's always at work. Every day he's there.
This is a gang up by House members who wants to return, haven't failed their electorate. Now they want to get it a quicker way by doing the wish and bidding of His Excellency Governor Rochas Okorocha to get their second mandate. So we are here to tell the honorable House members to do their function, official function, which is they were elected to enact law, not to do oversight function.
To the aviation sector now, and as you know, this affects the entire country, depending on where you're traveling to. Domestic carriers in Nigeria are lamenting the non-reciprocity of foreign airlines operating to Nigeria and what they describe as intrigues of international aeropolitics. While Nigeria has many bilateral air services agreements which are operated in the country, a domestic airline operator is asking Nigerian authorities to wake up and save the domestic airlines, who most times meet brick walls in their attempt to reciprocate the agreement.
We are pleading with the international, foreign countries to pity African countries and allow us to do the same thing they are doing to us. The Nigerian airspace is being ravaged by foreign airlines, and they have a way of preventing African airlines from accessing their own airspace, making it impossible for the airlines in Africa to thrive. It's unfair. So I call on governments in Africa, especially Nigeria, to understand what is called international aeropolitics. What happened to Medview is not funny to me. What is happening to Nigerian airlines is not funny. I'm not excusing those airlines, but whatever those airlines have been accused of, the foreign airlines also have fallen prey of it. Some of them, they come here, they take them 4 hours to maintain their planes before they do the next flight.
The House of Representatives has resolved to investigate the financial records and actual production capacity of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation from January 2018 to date to ascertain the volume of sales of crude oil. The House also resolved to investigate the yearly production output to determine the impropriety or otherwise of the claim of 2 million barrels of crude oil per day by the corporation. The motion for these investigations was moved by Representative Osai Nicholas, citing NNPC's current under-remittances to the Federation account. He pointed out that this was the reason why Federation Accounts Allocation Committee for the month of June did not hold.
We then need to investigate NNPC current under-remittances to the Federation account. Note, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, that the monthly Federal Accounts Allocation Committee (FAC) meeting where representatives of the federal, state, and local government share funds that accrue to the Federation account could not hold for the month of June due to under-remittance of about 100 billion by NNPC. Many less resource-endowed states and local governments depend on these allocations for monthly payment of salaries and allowances of its workers. It therefore means that many Nigerian workers will not be able to get their salary for the month of June 2018.
If you decide to look at the proceeds of only May and June, you may not be able to get the total amount of money. You can have a situation where crude is sold in March or April and payment is made in August or July. So I think, Honorable Osai, you need to expand the time. Otherwise, you will not be able to achieve any results when you embark on this investigation.